Welcome back. Happy Thursday morning. All right, this video, let's get through the disclaimer. This video is my opinion, should not be used for financial advice. This video is to be used for entertainment purposes only. Okay, all right, now, so yesterday, since Iraq completed 15 out of 22 ministers, that means they have 7 remaining. Some people got a little bit concerned and were wondering, hey, do we have to wait for the last 7 ministers? Let's look at this. Um, First off, is there a minister of money? Again, is there a minister of money? No. Okay, so none of the ministers have anything to do with money or finance or monetary system. No, they don't. Okay, so none of the ministers have anything to do with money. Okay, well, let's look at this for a second. Then how does this achieve stability? Well, let's look at that. What was Iraq's biggest challenge in all this? Iraq's biggest challenge in achieving stability that the U.S. government was looking for, and the news does show and suggest, again, this is opinion, that the U.S. did and was requiring Iraq to have the rate change, or I'm sorry, to have the government formed before they would allow them to actually change the rate. But why? Why was that a requirement? Well, Iraq's biggest obstacle, guys, is they couldn't work together. They couldn't get anything done together. The three factions and political groups despise and hate each other. Okay, so what this shows is that the U.S. government was forcing and requiring Iraq just to be able to work together at a minimum. Okay, because now they're going to have to work together long term. They're going to have to be able to pass laws together, work together, run the government together. That was their biggest obstacle, was being able to work together and run the government together. And that's why the U.S. government was forcing them to complete majority of the government together. Okay, does that make sense? So looking at this, it looks as though Iraq's biggest obstacle was just being able to work together. But notice how what I just showed you or shared with you prior to that is none of the ministers have anything to do with the monetary system or money. So what that tells us is that the last remaining 7 ministers, again, this is my opinion, the last remaining 7 ministers most likely will not be needed or required for the rate change. They're the U.S. government, the information out here just shows and suggests they really just needed Iraq in order for them to be able to push forward on the rate change, just to form the majority of the government. I don't think the U.S. government now, or the powers that be that are really in charge of the rate change, I don't think they're really going to require Iraq to need the last 7 ministers, because again, they really just wanted Iraq just to have to be able to work together, and they did. They came together, they did the majority of the government, and I would say that Iraq is now far enough along and has come far enough along for Iraq to now push forward on the rate change. Excuse me. So that's where I feel we stand, guys. I strongly feel that, in my opinion, the government is now far enough along to be able to push forward with the rate change. Okay. Remember, it was roughly a week ago, I also shared something with you that, in my opinion, I felt after because we've only seen one thing in the news this whole year since January. The only thing we've seen in the news is Iraq talking about the formation of the government. We haven't seen anything else in the news. So one of the things I shared with you on that level is I felt that, in my opinion, after they formed the government, that the news was going to kind of get very quiet and dark. Okay, just, you're not going to see anything out there, and I shared with you, you would see that for quite a few weeks. Okay, so remember now, we can look at the news in a moment. I'll show you what the news is. We'll go through the news real quick, and I'll show that to you. All right, so guys, an amazing tweet came out yesterday, and one of our amazing followers sent me this tweet. And guys, like I said, it means a lot to me when you guys send me this stuff, because Some of the stuff's very important. Like this one's actually very important. So you have to look at what Iraq is talking about. What have they talked about this whole year? They haven't. This whole year they've talked about one thing: the formation of the government. They haven't talked about the economy or anything to do with the economy or anything that benefits the demonstrators because they can't. Everything that benefits the demonstrators and the economy has to do with after the rate change and the economy's frozen. So that's why they're not talking about it, and that's why you don't hear about it. But here's what I want to show you. This is a tweet that Pompeo actually put up yesterday, right after Iraq finished the formation of their government. Secretary Pompeo put this tweet up. It says, "Great to speak today with the new Iraqi Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kadhimi. Now comes the urgent hard work of implementing reforms demanded by the Iraqi people." That's the demonstrators. Remember, reforms are post-rate change. The reforms they also told us, were the large deficit within the 2020 budget. But again, remember reforms and the budget, also reforms and the budget and all that nonsense is still waiting on the rate change. I pledge to help him deliver on his bold agenda for the sake of the people. So Pompeo saying the next move is one of the next moves is the reforms. Well, what did I just tell you? The reforms are waiting on the rate change. Interesting. So guys, right here, based on what Pompeo is telling you, the next move has to be the rate change. In order to do the reforms, they have to do the rate change next. Just want to share that to you. Yeah. Now, the way you're going to know is based on what you see in the news. If the news goes dark and quiet, guess what? The rate change has to be next. That's why they're hiding it from you. If you what I'm trying to show you guys here is if you pay attention to what they tell you, you can see what their next move is. Throughout this entire year since January, they kept telling you form the government, form the government, form the government. So they're telling you their next move was to form the government, and that's before the rate change. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what they tell us now going forward. If the news goes dark and quiet, they're telling you their next move is the rate change, guys. It's that simple. That's what I'm trying to reveal to you. Watch what they say, and you can piece this puzzle together. Okay. But according to what Pompeo said here, that the next move is the reforms, which is the demands of the people or the demonstrators. Okay. That can't happen without the rate change. So based on this comment, Iraq's next move is the rate change. But again, I'm telling you, the news is going to go dark and quiet for the next few weeks. Okay. Now give me a moment here. I'm going to bring up some news, and let's see what happens here in the news. All right. So here's one news outlet. Let's see what we have. It says, "We always stand." Let's just even see what's in the news right now to see if there's anything that if Iraq talks about anything. So this one's from May 7th. Let's see what it says. This gentleman's talking about, "We will stand with the options of the Iraqi people." So that guy's, he works for the government. So nothing beneficial there. Let me get rid of this ad. Okay. All right. There's that one. Countries and an international destination send. Yep. So another article about the new government. Another article about the new government. There's another article about the newly formed government. And another article about the newly formed government. Okay, that's it on that one. This one may not, yeah, this one doesn't have anything, it's too early for it to have news for today in it. So, probably the same with this one. Well, this one's got some stuff in it. Okay. So here the central bank's talking about how there's a financial investment companies to merge. That's nothing of importance. Another article talking about the new government. That's it. So as you guys see, so far as today, There's no news that we care about. The news is starting to go dark and quiet, exactly like I told you. So you just have to pay attention to what they say. But if the news just kind of stays dark and quiet for the next few weeks, okay, they're telling you the next step or move is the rate change, okay? Now, don't forget, guys, we're going to do a really good video tomorrow that you will all want to hear. Um, and then just kind of on a different note, remember there was a kind of a clueless, unintelligent individual that may have shared with some of you guys that the Vietnam Dong was probably going to change, or most likely would change, its value before the Iraq dinar on today, May 7th, and so forth. And let me, as you guys see, I hope none of you guys put stock in that. I know most of you guys are too bright and too sharp to listen to clueless individuals like that. Let me tell you, and remember, that individual claims to be an analyst, but at best can only regurgitate and share other people's information. But let's talk about for a second why that individual is just clueless and ignorant. Remember, guys, the dinar is the dominant currency in this. The powers that be are not going to allow double dipping. What that means is if the VND were to go first, many people would turn around and reinvest their dinar or their VND proceeds and use it to buy more dinar. That's double dipping. There's no way the powers that be would allow that. That means that the dinar, being the primary currency, has to go first. End of story. Okay? So, guys, what I'm telling you is the dinar is going to go first, not the VND. I don't even, in my personal opinion, I don't even think the VND is going to happen this year. I think it needs more time. And what I mean by that is Vietnam has kept their currency suppressed and or manipulated for over 20 flipping years. 20 years. They've kept their exchange rate low. If they've kept it low and suppressed and or manipulated for over 20 years, it's not in their best interest to want to change the rate. It's that simple. That's what I'm trying to convey to you. Okay, you have to use common sense when you're thinking about this. Okay, so anyway, guys, anyway, May 7th came and went, and the clueless individual that brought you all these BS with the VND going first wasn't too bright. So hopefully you guys didn't put any stock in that. Anyway, guys, God bless you guys. Have a great day. And I'm just trying to show you that right now they're based on what the facts are showing you on factual data. They're showing you that their next move is to change the rate. Now, if you look back at what I showed you with Kim Clement, guys, from what I can tell through faith, what Kim Clement brought us was he brought us through faith. God gave us the starting point in this through my date of 317 and the Dow at 20,000 points through Kim Clement. So God gave us the starting point on March 17th or the month of March, and God gave us the season through faith. Okay, 3, 4, and 5, March, April, May. And as you guys see, facts are coming to alignment with faith. It started in 3, and now that they finished the formation of the government, it's ending in 5. Okay? So there you guys go. Faith and facts are coming together, guys. You're walking to the end of this. And remember, guys, I'm doing that really good video tomorrow. So God bless you guys and have a great day. On to the next video. Take care.